Alright, welcome back guys to the Summit 4 China qualifiers. We're here in the winner bracket final, game 2, Vici Gaming versus EHOME. And currently we've got Vici Gaming leading 1-0 in this best out of 5. I'm Basskip, here joined by Winter. We've replaced Gods for game 2, so Winter, how you doing?
Sorry.
That's okay. Good to have you here.
Turn to pick.
I thought the game was moved to Saturday.
Whatever. it happens. So, did you catch much of game 1?
Yeah, half of it. I
Nice.
watched half of it.
Nice. So,
I felt like CTY was not very comfortable on Amber though. He missed like so many combos, like the slight chains.
yeah, there was one that I noticed around the Roshan pit when he was chasing after Fenrir on the Dazzle, and
And that was not the only one. He missed he missed a lot. Like he was very obvious that he's not comfortable on the hero.
it was a little bit unfortunate. I think there were a couple of other things that went wrong for EHOME, of course, but yeah, you gotta have everyone feeling comfortable. Speaking of comfort and speaking of swapping out people, Vici Gaming have put YJ back on the bench for game 2 here, as it looks like Burning's going to be stepping back in, and Vici Gaming showing no fear as they once again let that 11 Tusk through into the pool, but EHOME also not going to hesitate as they snap that up for themselves.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I think it was like mostly they didn't really want to, you know, ban other heroes, and they wanted to leave like the Tusk and the Queen in the pool so they get like each one. You don't want to give Tusk and Queen to EHOME, so then CTY would have his hero. I
Yeah.
think 11 has just more like heroes that are here he's more comfortable with. I'd rather like ban out the CTY heroes or just snatch the heroes that he's more comfortable with. I
Do you
think
like
Queen is
the-
probably his best hero.
Yeah. Do you like the continued bans on the Spirit Breaker? I think it's been very good for EHOME in the past. Vici have been very insistent on banning this, and I guess the other thing is that it's a hero that's really hard to play against as the Queen of Pain in a lot of situations. So do you think that kind of factors into the decision as well, that they've been angling for this Queen of Pain pickup early on?
I'm not very sure, but I feel like SB is just one of those heroes that changes a lot of the way you have to play in the mid lane, regardless if you're a Queen or you're any other hero. It's very difficult to play in the middle lane. And SB is like one of the comfort heroes for Kaka as well. He likes to play SB and Phoenix on his 4 position. So, you know, and it limits their early game ability. Like, Tusk plus SB early game could be very hard to deal with, because they just run at you and they just win their lanes and pressure you a lot.
Yeah, and that was the angle that EHOME kind of tried in the previous game, so we'll have to see if they're going to stick to their guns here, or if they are going to mix things up as we move into game 2. Vici Gaming with the relatively early Winter Wyvern grab, and EHOME not going to choose to get rid of the Darkseer here, despite what I thought was an amazing
Surprise.
performance from Ice in the previous game. Instead, they get rid of the Darkseer and the Broodmother, the Clockwork and the Broodmother. But that's going to potentially leave the Darkseer through, because Vici have the pick coming out of this phase, so if they want it, they can take it.
It might actually signal the fact that the Lina is mid laner. Because if you want to run a core Lina is very weak versus Clockwork. So that might actually give it away that the Lina has a very high chance of going mid. Because usually Lina, you don't want to deal with the Clockwork if you want to go mid, usually. So maybe that's the thought process of what they want to do with the Lina this game. I'm not sure though, I'm with you. I think Darkseer plus Wyvern plus Queen is very hard to deal with.
Yeah, it's very potent, and this is a pretty important moment here for Vici as they get a ban into a pick, kind of one of the strongest moments that they're going to get in the draft. So this is a fairly important decision. They do choose to ban out the Dazzle as well, which I like. It can be, especially when you've got kind of the Winter Wyvern and the Queen, and especially the Queen of Pain. Just as a hero in general, she's very reliant on kind of arriving to a fight and just immediately eliminating somebody before they get all of their spells off, and the Dazzle can always be really annoying counterplay for that. So I like the Dazzle ban from that perspective. Also, EHOME tend to be kind of aggressive, kind of 5-manny, and they don't have any sustain really in the lineup just yet, so the Dazzle could have been something that they looked towards to kind of keep that push going, kind of keep those early to mid game skirmishes running.
Oh, they're thinking a long time though. Maybe they actually want something else. There's still Slada. They didn't pick. Slada wasn't picked or banned, right? The last game.
Are they worried it's a trap? Like they leave the Darks here and then they take Anti-Mage or something because the AM's pretty good against Quap and DS, or is that not EHOME's style?
I mean, maybe they were considering that, but at the same time, AM is not like one of the heroes that if I'm EHOME's captain, I wouldn't put CTY on Anti-Mage. I would want to put him on like a slug, or like Queen of Pain slug, or even like I feel like Ember is his type of hero, but he doesn't play it well. I'm not sure why. Maybe he just doesn't like to play the hero, but I feel Ember is a hero that fits his playstyle.
5 seconds.
Yeah,
remaining.
I feel like they have been picking it for him a decent amount. So
A few times, I only see a few times, and most of the games they lost. So
Not
he
convinced?
it feels like maybe he's not like he doesn't like to play. It's either he doesn't like to play the hero or he doesn't play the hero a lot.
I kind of just want to look at his pub profile honestly, because I feel like that would be a little bit telling, right? If you like playing a hero, you like playing it in pubs as well. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
to
I
a
don't want to
certain
read into it
extent.
too much. I'm
To a
gonna
certain
have a
extent,
look.
yes.
I'm curious.
But you know, sometimes you maybe you play not so much in pubs, but you play a lot of the hero in scrims,
True.
so you can't tell.
Yeah, that can be tough.
5 seconds remaining.
Well, he's got a couple of Ember games, but yeah, it's not on.
Oh.
Not in the most played all time.
So they
by
go
any
for
means.
they go for the Slada still with the Visage. It's really good. I was gonna say they are gonna have a very good setup for the Slada this game since they have Visage. It's either Visage or Wind Ranger. You see a lot with Slada recently. I think Visage not every team does it. Maybe VP does it a lot more because they put Lil on Visage
Yeah, so,
quite often.
So I guess are we looking at offlane Slardar here, and then whatever's handling the safe lane is going to be able to maybe jungle relatively early, give the lane to the Visage somewhat.
Yeah, I think so. Like in the past that I think I mentioned, I'm not sure if I was casting you, I mentioned that Slada needs some help. But recently I played a lot of Slada in pubs, and I realized that even if you don't receive the help, like a Lich in a lane or Earthshaker Freezer in your lane, it's not too bad. Because you can still, like, remember the game you were watching, Slada level 3, you can still gank
Yeah,
and
you can
know,
still
run
do
around.
stuff. Like yeah,
You can do, you can still do stuff without the blink, so it's actually not that bad. At the start when I was watching a lot of the players play, like some teams didn't really make the offlane starter work, but now I tried it. Like I copied certain way of Misery playing it. So and I felt like you don't exactly need too much help. Actually, you need some help later, not some space to farm your blink,
10 seconds
but it's not
remaining.
like he's gonna be a useless hero when he doesn't have blink. He can still offer a lot
Yeah.
for his team.
It feels a little bit similar to the old kind of offlane alchemist that we used to see, and I think it was in particular
Wow.
for whatever reason like Xiao
that
Wei
was-
playing offlane
That
alch.
was a very long time
Right?
ago.
It was a very long time ago, but I know that you remember Winter, so that's why I bring it up. But running the offlane Alk, and even if you only got level 2, level 3, could just smoke up, run mid, throw a concoction, run down to the safe lane.
that
get a
was
gank,
with the
yeah.
old stun. The stun was
Vici
really good.
Gaming's turn
Yeah,
to pick.
exactly. And it feels like it's a kind of a similar thing with the Slardar here, like you were saying. It doesn't even matter really if he gets bullied really hard, and looks like he is going to be the recipient of some pretty hard bullying from EHOME here, especially with the disruptor pickup. But like you said, we hope that he's going to still be able to move around and get things done. The one thing I really worry about for EHOME here is that
EHOME's turn to
they
pick.
lack ways to protect the gyrocopter or the Lina. So if Vici Gaming get the initiation
Snowball.
here, I think it's going to be tough. Yeah, the snowball is good, but I'm still worried about the gyrocopter being bursted. I don't know how he's going to be able to tank that.
Yeah, I
but
agree.
We'll have to see.
I can see where you're coming from. Like stun from the Slada, then the Sonic Wave comes out. They don't have a hero that can actually make sure the gyrocopter survives the ordeal.
10 seconds
And right now,
remaining.
Vici has a very strong like timing lineup. You wanna get rushed with the Slada plus Lycan, then you keep pushing when you have the Aegis, and hopefully Visage has an Aghanims around minute 20 to 25. Then you wanna end the game at that point. So I'm curious to see how they actually lane this though. Maybe it's just gonna be Queen of Pain mid and Lycan safe lane. I can't imagine them putting Lycan mid if the Lina is going mid. It's gonna be a very tough matchup for Lycan.
Yeah,
But I'm not sure though.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I do like, again, as we were just talking about, the idea of, okay, the Lycan's going to get a little bit of farm initially, and then he can just, once he's got even just like QB, Stout, Bassi, he can start even moving into the jungle with a couple of points in Wolves and free things up for FY to start taking some farm.
Yeah, so by the way, the clockwork ban is because they wanted to pick Gyrocopter, not for the Lina going mid.
Yeah. And the Dazzle ban makes even more sense in the context of what Vici kind of went on to pick up as well, I think, with the Visage and the Slardar. But
So the Dragon Knight is sort of, they wanted a mid hero that has armor that can deal with the Slardar, and you can play a bit more fast pace with the Dragon Knight to take towers. So you can actually take a team fight very early with the Gyrocopter cooldown, and obviously with the Disruptor ultimate as well. They have two very big AoE
10
spells.
seconds remaining.
Whereas if you look at Vici Gaming's lineup, they are more, single
5
target
seconds
bursts,
remaining.
except for the Sonic Wave. The rest of the heroes are more, focused on taking out one singular target.
yeah, and as we were saying, when there aren't a huge number of ways to
Prepare
save your
for
cores on the lineup aside from Snowball, it's kind of nice to have somebody like Dragon Knight who can take some punishment and kind of stick around and keep on doing stuff.
Yeah,
So
he's like the mid shield for CTY this game.
yeah. Also pretty good at potentially catching out the Lycan if this, for whatever, or the Queen of Pain if this potentially starts becoming a little bit more split push focused. I mean, we've been seeing a lot more Blink Dagger Dragon Knight as of late, so I guess we'll have to.
Yeah,
keep an eye out for
I
that.
think he usually goes for the blink most of the time. Like sometimes I see him go drums first, power shreds drums, then blink. Sometimes I see him go just blink with shreds, but most of the time he goes blink. Like some players might actually go for Shadow Blade, like in certain games. Maybe if you want the Silver Edge versus a particular hero like Bristleback, or like a
30
Huskar.
seconds to battle.
It feels like you have to have the right kind of start. The one thing that I will say is that we, shortly after the patch dropped and Glimmer Cape was released, we were seeing a couple of people trying out Dragon Knight starting with a Glimmer Cape and then disassembling it and going into a Shadow Blade a little bit later, and that's maybe something that we could see again, though it might be unlikely
is that
this
in
game.
is that in the official match or just pubs?
I think
Oh, Lamb.
I think I've seen it in like
Oh,
one
Lamb.
official, but it may have just been some SEA game. Lamb runs up the hill, was not expecting Ice and Fenrir just to be waiting up there. That's an easy first blood for
Oh,
Ice
one more kill? Oh, maybe not. Yeah, that was an unusual spot for them to, like, you don't really expect that to happen. Like, they were camping at a position where they were expecting the supports to be rotating top. The idea is you stay there and hopefully you catch a support that is helping the team secure the bottom rune, and they're on their way back to us, the top lane. And you get an easy kill there. So that was very unexpected from Vici, and it worked out very well for them.
Yeah, they scouted the 4-man rotation into their jungle, and I think that's part of the reason why Fenrir and Ice decided, okay, we're safe to wait up on this hill because EHOME are gonna start arriving towards the top lane at very different times, and it's only gonna be the supports wandering past. The Gyrocopter is heading towards top, so good read and easy first blood for them to start things out.
I mean, it's not gonna happen all the time, but it's still a very good read for them. But right now, so the Wyvern has helped middle, obviously with one Arctic Burn like usual, all the time, and he's going to go towards top though, making this a dual lane with the Slardar. So they are indeed actually going to help the Slardar at the start, making sure that he gets some farm and some levels first.
Yeah, and we are going to be seeing
again?
Burning Pop in the safe lane. Oh, jumping in, a little bit of trouble for Lamb, gets crushed, and that's just going to be more right clicks. Wow, Fenrir is making stuff happen.
That was really, really easy for them to kill the Disruptor. He was at full HP. They basically just used one Crush and one Arctic Burn and he's dead. This is actually very worrisome for EHOME. Because Disruptor, you want to be able to pull, and you don't want to die, and you just want to keep getting experience on the hero because he's very weak. Like I mentioned, Disruptor is a hero that's very weak versus two heroes, but he's very good versus one hero. So maybe that's the main reason why they actually allocated the Wyvern towards the top lane to pressure the Disruptor, since they know it's a 2-1-2 setup from EHOME.
Yeah, they've already seen heroes down towards bottom 11. Finds 2-minute haste runes are some of the dumbest things in Dota, but anyway, 11's gonna come running in towards mid lane here. They're gonna look for this kill on Super. Kaka setting up as well. Super's suspicious. He doesn't know what the rune was bottom, but has to have some kind of idea that weird things are happening since Kaka is still sticking around his mid lane right now. So just playing back, gonna farm with the wolves a little bit, and looks like Kaka's not, Eleven's not gonna be able to do anything with that haste.
Oh, they're gonna look to get Kaka here. He might actually go down.
Doesn't get the stun off.
he didn't
Ice
get
with the
stunned?
crush. No, didn't
yeah,
get
he's
stunned.
dead.
Managed to dodge it. One more auto attack.
Just look at Slada. Just look at that. That was just Slada. Like, with all of Venom.
Yeah. A little bit of help
Is
from
he
the
gonna
Howl,
be able to
but
set up
still.
a kill? And mid, is he gonna be able to get this kill? Huh. Not very sure. Dragon Knight is quite tanky. He has a bracer?
He's still in a bit of trouble. The wolves are doing good damage. Ice comes running in. It's only the 1 point in the crush. They get the TP out of Kaka, but Ice is still gonna lay in a few more auto attacks.
Wow, he has a bracer? He bought a bracer after the bottle? Oh yeah. That might actually save his life though. If he had boots, maybe he would have still died there. So,
Dire's bottom tower
value
is under
bracer, but
attack.
meanwhile Tusk actually went down in bottom lane.
Yeah, and it was just, well, at least from the fight recap, it was just Burning kind of chasing him down. I don't know, maybe if he... Oh my god, Ice is going nuts! It's a solo kill on the gyrocopter. What is happening this game, Winter? 3-0-1, less than 4 minutes into the game. Ice is thriving right now.
Yeah, that move, you know, the first bird actually set up everything
Radiant structures
for the
are
Slada for the whole
fortified.
game. Because his momentum began to roll so quickly, so early on. He has boots and out of venom, that's why he has so much chances to kill the supports that are caught alone. Because he has so much movement speed from the early boots plus sprint. Now he has Earn as well, so he's gonna look to be really, really active on the
Burning
map.
used his blink to get the rune. 11 might be able to chop him down. Oh no,
the
the
Grave
Grave Chill's slow, the auto
Oh my
attacks.
god!
He's gonna fall 6-0 the lead for Vici Gaming.
Oh, mid lane. Look at Daryl. Daryl's coming in from
He's
behind.
coming in from under the tower. No way to escape for Old Chicken. They are just getting pummeled right now. EHOME will finally get a kill on the board, as they do manage to take down the Winter Wyvern top. Looks like a glimpse, but Lamb was very low for that. Looks like maybe not even a glimpse, but at least get on the board now.
That is just Slada, how to use Slada so well in the early stage of the game with the sprint. He's not even maxing the crush. I think I see a lot of players doing this as well. I think maxing the sprint is actually really good now. Because you run around so quick, you just keep using the sprint to travel around the lanes. Because the crush, if you look at the scaling of the crush, is actually not that as significant at each level.
Yeah,
The stun duration increased by about 0.3. The damage is okay, 50 damage.
but you know, you go faster, you get more auto attacks off. It stacks up, so
Yeah,
I like this build.
it allows you to keep chasing, and you know, in a certain way that it helps you get farm because you travel around the map faster and you waste less time.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't see it's not obvious how much it helps you, but it does help a lot.
in the exact same way that people call Blink like
top
kind
lane.
of a farming item. Fenrir's gonna get
Yeah.
dove here.
Oh,
Is he
no.
gonna get over the trees? He gets into the fog. C2I, bit of trouble. Fenrir needs to be careful about what he does here. He actually gets out of the fog, gets hit by the Thunderstrike, but does have some stick charges. Looks like that's gonna be enough to keep him alive. C2I tanking a decent amount of damage there. Is there actually any regen left in this lane? This could be super dangerous. There are two low HP heroes. Burning's got a TP scroll. He's got the Sonic Wave. There is a lane ward down, so I might not be able to do
Sure.
anything.
Dude,
But
By the
Burning
way,
is
look
looking
at
for
the
rotation.
look at the Slada. By the way,
Oh,
he's gonna place wards for his team.
I mean, he's fast. Why not? He's
Yeah,
he's got
why
the
not?
opportunities.
They're just showing how much you can get out of this hero in the early laning phase. This is exactly what you want to do with the Slada, with the sprint.
Yeah, and this is a fourth pick. They've gotten so much value out of the Slider. And well, EHOME trying to come back a little bit. They get a double damage on the Lina. They're using the
super.
Dragon Knight ultimate to try and get this tower down on mid. RVG going to be able to get the deny? No. Super wants to turn this around. Goes in with the ultimate. 11's in some trouble. He does have the snowball. Good counter initiation of Kaka. Gets the stun down. Super's still healthy. The Dragon Tail was on cooldown for one more second. It's going to be turned over onto FY instead, who nukes down one with the Soul Assumption. Dragon Knight taking a spell. FY, one last auto attack. Not going to be enough to kill him. He runs back in, however, to drop another Soul Assumption. Won't be able to get the auto attack off. 11 wants this kill. He's got another Ice Shards, but it doesn't hit Super. And he's just going to keep on right-clicking. They do finally lose FY, but still a
comes
really
Burning.
good fight for VG.
Here comes
And
Burning.
Burning arrives to finish the kill.
Well, excellent teamwork from the whole team, though, Vici. Everyone was like, they knew their limits as well. That's why he dropped as much nukes as possible for his hero. And he took like the maximum amount of damage as well.
Yeah.
I think one of the auto attacks from the Disruptor missed, that's why it allowed the Visage to actually drop another extra nuke out. That was rather unfortunate.
Yeah, because he started running back in, and I was like, oh, he's just gonna tank creeps and die. I'm like, is this a miss micro? Wait, he doesn't even have familiars. Oh no, he knows exactly what he's doing. Yeah, he just wants to get one more soul assumption off. Oh man. And I even thought EHOME coordinated that really well, because the Tusk held off on the snowball because he knew that the Lina was gonna stun, and kind of gave them more opportunity to set up and look for the turnaround. But unfortunately, the Dragon Tail was just a second off cooling down, and they weren't able to get the kill on the
top lane, haste on the Queen.
Oh, this is so dangerous. You see why he's just going to get blown up. They even commit the Sonic Wave just to make sure that the counter initiators can't get in here in time.
Oh, I thought they knew he was coming though, because his team was smoking in. They got a return kill, but this is worth it for Vici Gaming.
Fenrir doesn't manage to shot before he dies, got chain stunned.
Yeah,
100%.
I think they saw the Queen with this ward in the middle lane. He was running top, so they knew that they were going for the gyrocopter, and they smoked immediately. But they were just too late to the scene, so they weren't able to actually help the gyrocopter.
This is the concern that we were talking about, Winter, that the gyro might get bursted. I mean, of course, there are extenuating circumstances. Vici are really far ahead at the moment, but...
Oh, mid lane, Kaka.
Gets the stun off onto Burning, but Super's running in. Gonna let the Wolves do the work here because they've got the Sting as well. Burning, still 7 seconds on cooldown for the Blink.
Oh, he's stuck.
Is he gonna be able to get out here? He's just getting right-clicked at. Snowball damage. Glimpse back a little bit further. Almost made it out there.
That glimpse actually was, I think, pretty important though. Otherwise, he might have actually gotten the Blink out. Because it cancelled his animation, so he had to recast the Blink.
Old Chicken in the meantime gonna also end up going down on top.
Oh dear, that is the hero that we were talking. Oh, this hero is probably harder to take down with the armor. Oh dear, that is not good at all.
At least he'll be a little bit more survivable, but not. 11 comes running in, but he actually needs to be careful. Ice is still in the neighborhood. Gonna get the crush off. Punch attempted from 11, but it's just gonna be a dominating streak. And 2 more earn charges for Ice. End of the day. This game is snowballing out of control, Winter.
You know, this all started with the first kill. It all started with the first kill, because Starla got the first bird, right? He started with boots, then he bought all of Venom after that. And then he had earned very quickly because he was able to get another kill on the Disruptor, remember? When Disruptor went back to the lane, he died again. And then it all snowballed out of control because the Starla was so strong in the early game. Just one kill, and it's like a chain of events happen after that. A domino effect.
And EHOME now kind of even struggling to maintain control over this side of the map. Vici are being so aggressive with these wards. They're seeing anyone who arrives at top lane from either direction, so they know exactly who's under the tower, and I don't even know what EHOME can do. They're not being given any time to rest.
He plays both of these wards, right? The Slada.
No, one is Ice, and this one is Fenrir.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I remember
you can just check
he was holding. I remember he was like holding on to 2 wards, like helping his team place wards with Sprint as well.
Yeah. Well, EHOME, they're gonna try and make some more moves. They've got to smoke up. They don't have the Laguna Blade here. 11's looking for Burning. Snowball comes in. They got the punch. They got the follow up, and they will be able to get the kill. EHOME at least starting to make some kind of a dent, but still a very dangerous situation for them right now.
He is actually going for 4 stuff on the Slada first.
Yeah, do you like this more than the Blink, or?
Yeah, it's very helpful because Slada doesn't have a lot of mana. Like, his items, if you are going for the Blink Rush, you are very constrained in terms of your mana pool. If you go for the 4 stuff first, then your mana pool is fine because of the staff. And usually you go for it against 2 heroes, against the Tusk and the Clockwork, if you want to go for early 4 stuff.
Yeah, it's even helpful against like potentially breaking the chain of initiation between a Dragon Tail into a Light Strike array or something like that. So I like it for saving teammates. I think the other big thing is you can take your Cold Embrace teammates and you can force staff them back towards your team. So
yeah, it definitely has a lot of utility this game, and it solves like Sada's main problem in the early game, which is his mana.
Radiant's bottom
So if
tower
you're EHOME here,
So-
what do? Winter? Do you just have to keep trying for these little pickoffs with the Tusk and the Lina?
Radiant
I
structures
mean, they are still
are
making
fortified.
progress. They're taking down some towers, they're forcing out
Dire's
glyphs,
middle
but
tower is under
the
attack.
DK's item progression isn't crazy, and VG are also pushing really hard as well.
Dire's top tower is under
I
attack.
think they need to be able to win a team fight with the Dragon Knight getting his blink, or either the Roche fight happens and Dragon Knight doesn't have a blink. They don't have a choice. They need to take that fight and they have to win that fight. If they let the Lycan get the Roshan, it's gonna be very difficult. Oh my god, Lamb, is he gonna die to the urn?
Might
Wait,
be
shit.
enough. There's like 3 ticks, 2 ticks.
Oh my god,
No.
if the wolf
not
if the
quite.
wolf got one more click on him, he's dead. Holy
Yeah, if
shit, that was
the wolf had
good.
gotten one more hit with the amplified damage, that would have been... That really would have been that. On the EHOME, they're wandering in here, but they need to be a little bit careful. Old
They
Chicken...
have vision. They saw them running in.
Old Chicken comes running in. He thinks he's tanky, but is he tanky enough? The amplified damage going to work. Good familiars drops from FY as well, and Old Chicken all of a sudden not looking so great. Gets the Dragon Tail off. Good counter initiation against Ice Ice Ice, and with the sprint active, that Laguna Blade is going to hurt. He gets brought down burning. Didn't go blinking in. Will just be able to escape after the glimpse. That point booster health, I think, really coming up big for him there.
He waited for so long though. I think his teammates were expecting the Queen of Pain to actually jump in and unload her spells, but she was really scared that if she blinks in and she gets stunned, she dies right away. So maybe miscommunication. Like he didn't really want to go in, and his teammates were like running in, so they were not on the same page in that engagement. I think he didn't feel comfortable though. If he blinks in and he gets caught in the static storm, he's just gonna die.
Yeah, I think he was really hoping that Ice 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 was going to be able to get the crush off.
Yeah, but he wasn't able. Oh, mid lane.
CTY in some trouble, got Winter's Cursed up. He's not all that tanky. Super is going to tear through him, and this is definitely a kill for Vici. Fenrir has not been very merciful to the poor Gyrocopter with these Winter's Curses. so far.
Why should he be merciful?
No
You have
reason
to shut down
whatsoever.
CTY. Yeah. Oh no, here comes the Roche. Oh dear. This is really bad for EHOME. Because this timing is very it's again it's very hard for them to contest without the gyro, and Dragon Knight doesn't have his blink yet. They're still gonna try though, like I mentioned. I think they need to be able to take this fight and win. But they're gonna be too late.
The amplified damage is going to make it way too fast. The Gyrocop is not going to be able to get back in here. They do manage to block in a few, but Ice 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 has a Force Staff. Super still trapped. Kaka drops some damage onto Burning, but he tanks through it all. He's still got the Aegis, and EHOME approaching this fight from a whole bunch of different angles. It's just going to end up with them being split up and brought down.
Yeah, they're just way too poor right now on their cores. The gyro and the Dragon Knight. They don't even have their first set of items on the Dragon Knight and the gyro. Like the first key item, like the blink or even the S and Y on the gyrocopter. Tuss is building a mech and he still hasn't, like, all their first items are not complete yet. That's why it's very difficult for them to take a fight right now. Whereas if you look at Vici Gaming, they have the 4 stuff on the Sala completed. Queen of Pain doesn't really need anything right now. Like obviously it would be nice if you have your Aghanims, but they have what they need. They have the Blats on the Lycan, that's why they could have taken the Blats plus the obviously the M damage that allow them to take the Roche so quickly.
Yeah,
It's just Vici's timing, that's why it's very hard for EHOME to take a fight here.
That little item advantage is really added up. And it's even harder for EHOME on top of everything because they are a relatively pick-off focused lineup, especially with the Tusk, the Lina, the Dragon Knight. So
I mean,
Vici
you-
are
you- you
5-manning,
can
what
say
can you
that.
do?
You can say that, but they are also looking to, 5-man and push as well with their lineup. They can also do that.
That's true, yeah, if they were in
Yeah.
a more even footing.
But right now, because they are losing, so they can't really 5-man, they have to try and get as much farm on all their cores. So they're sort of forced into this situation. What did the Dragon Knight buy? I think he's not going for Blink anymore, right? Or he's going for BKB.
Yeah, Ogre Club picked up.
Is he even going for BKB? BKB doesn't even feel that good this game for him.
Yeah, I don't know what problems it solves, actually.
Oh, mid lane. Oh dear, he just TP down.
Dire's middle
Poor
tower
Lamb.
Holy shit, it's Lamb again. The whole game, he's been hunted down.
And that's a bunch of
Oh
big
dear,
spells
this-
to lose.
this feels like Brax though.
has fallen.
Yeah, definitely could be. Vici gonna get a couple more items delivered pretty soon as well. I think the Queen of Pain Eggs is pretty much complete.
They're
FY
gonna back off.
Eggs.
Oh, it's not a. Okay, I thought it was a level. I thought it was a level 3 necrobook, but it was just level 1. I think he has level 2.
Not quite.
Does he have level 2 recipe? No. So it's just gonna be a level 2 with his gold right now. So, yeah. If it was anything better, then they would have probably been able to push.
Oh man, this. So what do we got? Fenrir's got a Glimmer Cape now, which is going to make it extremely difficult for EHOME to burst.
Super
anybody.
gets caught with the shots.
And he gets punched up as well. Old Chicken's gonna come in here, look for the Dragon Tail, gets it down, and they will get a very crucial kill.
That was such a good setup from 11. Holy shit. He got all his spells on on Tusk. Obviously, he's one of the best Tusk players in China. He got all his spells at the right situation to allow if he were to slightly mis-execute any one of those spells, his Dragon Knight wouldn't be able to arrive to land the stun, and they wouldn't be able to get that kill.
Yeah, and that was a really
well
big
played.
gold swing, and the Gyrocopter's the one to pick up the last hit there.
But
so.
I think he spent his gold right before he died. Yeah, he spent his gold.
Yeah, looks like.
So the next timing for Vici is obviously gonna. Oh no! Wait a minute. They might get a. Oh, I was thinking they might get a catch on the Visage.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Almost
Oh, they
managed.
wanna fight.
Fenrir wants to turn this around a little bit. Old Chicken, his ultimate's actually going to wear out pretty soon. They need to be careful about that. And he's getting work down. 11 does have his mech available, but he's going to get Winter's Curse. Will he be able to get it off? No, Sonic Wave from Burning. Did he manage to pick up the eggs before he used that? Unfortunately, no. Blitz forward. Looks like he might end up dying, but nope. There is a call down, but the Glimmer Cape, will it be able to save the team? Yeah, saves Burning. Glimpse back onto Ice, who is diving deep, but...
Too bad he didn't get his Aghanim's, otherwise he'll be really happy.
Yeah, I was like, oh, is he gonna get the reduced cooldown? No, unfortunately not, so...
Yeah, but they're still in a very good position regardless. There's no way EHOME can contest anything right now. They have to just wait for high ground defense. I mean, it'll be nice if he actually got the Aghanims there.
I think it's a little thing in the grand scheme of things. Vici are still
it's
far
not
ahead.
important, but
Yeah.
it's like a small thing. Oh, if it happens for you, great. But if it doesn't, you're not gonna worry too much about it.
At the very least, CTY is kind of keeping the pace in terms of farm. He's really going to need to.
But he
game.
needs to be ahead though in this type of lineup though, because if he's not ahead, he gets blocked. Like you mentioned, he gets stunned or he gets cursed. He's just gonna be disappearing off the map. Unless the snowball comes in and dodges the Sonic Wave or something like that happens, dodges a Soul Assumption. It's gonna be tough though, because you are gonna be counting on the Tusk so much. I mean, he's one of the best Tusk players in China, but at the same time, you don't want to put your Tusk in such a position where you cannot use the snowball to initiate. You are always going to be just being very defensive. You have to wait because you're so worried that the Gyrocopter just gets burst down from nothing.
EHOME do look to go on the offensive a little bit here. 3-man smoke with the Blink Dagger picked up on the Dragon Knight, so it looks like he's decided.
Oh, what? He just went for the casual ogre, then he went back.
Just got the Ogre Club.
I thought he changed his mind though, because I was like, oh, he's gonna blink. Then he went for the Ogre Club. Then I'm like, okay, maybe he doesn't want to go blink anymore. Then he goes back for the blink. That is very strange.
Yeah, I don't know if the BKB, like we were saying, I don't know if it really does anything for you.
Yeah,
I mean, you can dodge the crush, but like.
I think he probably felt the same as well. Like after maybe a small talk with his team, he's like, oh, I don't think BKB will be very helpful for you. We just need you to get blink so we can start a fight. But here comes the Rax push.
Yeah, EHOME were hoping for a pick-off, hoping for someone to defend, but Vici have all the momentum. No reason to back up.
Yeah, this is level 3 Necrovolt. This is so strong. They have blink on the Slada as well, right? Yeah, Slada has blink. So this is so difficult for EHOME to defend.
The familiar eggs and the wolves are gonna jump in, crush into Old Chicken. He gets cursed. Stop! 11 unable to save him. The Sonic Wave gets blocked a little bit, but they've still managed to burst the Dragon Knight, who does not have a buyback available. This is only gonna get harder for EHOME. They're gonna force staff CTY forward, trying to bring him outside of the base. I think that was the Slardar's force staff. But
okay, the books ran out, so I guess their base is still fine for now. But the next push is definitely gonna destroy the Rex if they get the same initiation like what just happened. The curse on 3 heroes? Sonic Wave on 3?
Radiant's bottom tower is
the force staff from Ice I think actually ended up hurting FY a little bit because it pushed the Gyrocopter closer to the familiars And the flat cannon, I think, actually killed all
maybe if
three
they
of them.
actually pushed the gyro past the ice shots, they would
Yeah.
have been able to get the extra kill, and they would have been able to get racks. So I mean, he didn't get what he wanted, but it was an idea that he wanted to extend his team's lead in that fight if he actually made it work.
I'm certainly not blaming him for trying, but yeah. Poor FY is still gonna have to wait around another 20 seconds to get his birds back up. But he's now level 11,
yeah.
so he's gonna
It's
have
fine
it.
though, because he's gonna have it before they push. I mean, as soon as they want to push. Because on Osada, solo kill. Again on Disruptor.
Okay, how-
Oh my god.
I
this is
kind
so
of
sad
saw
for
him
me.
running over, and then he just blinked and force-staffed over everything and demolished him. I don't know, how it was like a couple auto attacks maximum.
This is so sad. Like the whole game from the start, he got killed first, but then he went back to lane and he died. And every time the Slada finds him, he just dies.
Yeah, how many deaths on Program? 0 and 5 at the moment.
It's
but
probably all the 5 deaths came from Slada.
I think every single one might be Ice Ice Ice. Yeah.
And they are really good friends. Every time they play each other, they give each other that pat on the back. Cheeky smiles.
Well, it's all business here, in game. But
Yep.
Vici
No friends for now. I just want to kill you.
burning in a little bit of trouble, but they've got the Glimmer Cape. He's gonna get silenced, but he's almost completely invulnerable here, especially with the Cold Embrace. Familiar drops are
This fight is
perfect,
well
and it
done.
sets up for a 3-hero crush from Ice Ice Ice. Burning repositions with the Blink and drops down the Sonic Wave. Snowball finds its way a little bit deeper into the base, but it's only 11 aboard. And CTY is going to be forced to buy back. They've already lost 3. Ice 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 looking for more. Gets
Ada.
another 2-hero crush. 11's going to tick out.
Damn.
And that's the GG. Lamb's had enough of Ice Ice Ice's antics. And it is going
He
to be
started the
2-1
fight
lead
with
for
a
GG.
crush on 3, then the Sonic Wave came on 3 as well, and then he landed a secondary 2-man crush on the Slada. Man, this guy is just MVP of this game for sure. The
MVP
Slada.
this series, I think. His performance in Game 1 was amazing as well, so... Yeah, I'm really
And
with their
excellent,
backs up against the wall.
Their lanes were really good as well. You rarely see Wyvern going to the off lane early to actually, just sit in the lane and give the Slada a good head start. And the Slada, after getting I think it was level 4 when he started to roam, and he gave the lane to the Wyvern so the Wyvern could actually get solo XP. And the Slada got a kill in the river, then he got a kill in the middle lane, he came from behind. He was basically setting up so much space for his team to get farm and experience. It's just ridiculous how much work the Slada did in the early stages, just with boots and all Venom and Urn.
Yeah, and they punished EHOME so hard for their intent to try and do anything bottom lane. I mean, we talked about it being the read on the rotation after they saw them scouting in.
Yeah,
but
that was really key move as well. They saw, I didn't expect the gyro to die as well after they knew the queen was running top because they had a vision, they had a rune,
Yeah.
a ward in the mid lane, so they spotted the queen running up towards top lane, but they still lost the gyro. There was a moment where they smoked their whole team up, I think maybe not the whole team, 3 heroes up going to the gyrocopter's lane, but they didn't save the gyrocopter and they lost the gyrocopter, so they wasted time, they didn't get anything. So it was really bad for them after that. It's very hard for them to come back into the game, especially against this lineup where Vici Gaming is very fast-paced with their heroes, and they even secured the Roshan like I mentioned. EHOME with their team fight has to be able to come back at a certain stage in the game, which is for me the Roshan fight. But they lost. I think someone got picked off right before the Roshan. It was the Gyro. Someone died
Yeah.
before the Roshan fight.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was the Dragon Knight.
No,
So they
it
couldn't
was
take that
Gyro
fight.
because it was Gyro was 4 seconds away or something from respawning as the Roshan fell. I think
Oh,
it was
yeah,
when
yeah,
the
yeah.
gyrocopter got Winter's Cursed the second time on mid lane, where the tier 1 tower was, and they
Yeah,
killed
so
him. And then
basically, Vici hit all the timings. They got the Roshan, and basically the game was very, very difficult for EHOME after that point, because they were too far behind. Even with a superior, maybe not superior, but they had a very good team fight lineup because they had 2 or 3 very big spells in team fight: the snowball, the silence from disruptor, and call down. But it was just they were very, very far behind, so it became extremely difficult for them to execute their combo.
Yeah. So for EHOME, their backs are now really up against the wall, down 0-2.